Are you a typical guy who doesn't express his feelings very much? Yeah, me too. Let's talk about it. Terry Smith here of YouChoose.community, author, husband, father, pastor of 25 years, and a guy who really doesn't like to share raw emotion. So my birthday just happened a few days ago at the time of this video, and my dad died 10 years ago, the day after my birthday. And so it's always been sad. It's always been a fun time because it's my birthday, and yet it's a little bit sad as well because my dad died, and we were really close. I respected him a lot, and so I still miss him deeply. But I grieved when he died. I was sad. He had some pretty big struggles with his physical health, and so he was suffering, and so it was actually really great that he passed on. However, I never like completely lost it or sad. I cried. I miss him. I talked to my brother about it quite a bit, but it's always been, it's okay. It's cool. Dad's kind of sad. One Father's Day, those are usually tough. Father's Days are tough because you got your kids there, and that's exciting. But I really miss my dad, and I wish I could have one more Father's Day with him. That sort of thing. We were the only time we've ever been to Hawaii. It was over Father's Day, and I remember my daughter, she was little bitty at the time, and she saw that I was really struggling, and she came over and gave me a big hug, and we both just sobbed and cried. And that was really cool, right out there and by the pool overlooking the ocean. I mean, how sad can you be when you're in Hawaii? But it was a really nice moment. All that to say this, I did a funeral for a dear family friend. Actually, I didn't do a funeral, but I gave a little talk at a brunch that we had, which was super nice. And this dear family friend, she passed about 4 months ago, but she'd been cremated, so they just had the memorial service at this brunch here locally. So it was a wonderful time with some great old friends, and they all reminisced about her and told stories about her, and I did as well. But something happened during the day, during that evening. Maybe it was because the Packers won Sunday, I don't know, but I came home and I was pretty sad, and that sadness led into some tears, and those tears led into just a full-on, like a 2-hour, unbelievable dump session of just raw emotion, like fetal position. I think I'm gonna die. Dry heaves. Oh, I wasn't puking. I wasn't dry heaving, but that kind of just cry where you and pulling my hair or my head, and I was in bed, and my wife was trying to comfort me, and she did, and it was awesome. And she prayed for me while I was struggling, and I've never been demon possessed that I know of, but that's what I would imagine being demon possessed would feel like. Just that your guts and your muscles and everything just hurts, and you don't want to die. I don't want to say that, but I just didn't want to feel that anymore. And then I was so embarrassed, which I shouldn't have been, but I was embarrassed at how I was just so emotionally raw. I went to the living room, and all this is at like from 12:30 till 2 in the morning, something like that. And I went in there and cried, and I got it together and got back to bed, and then just lost it again. And then I recovered, and I was just, I couldn't breathe, but I finally got that under control, and then I would lose it again. There's a lot of things going on in our lives, a lot of things going on in my life, a lot of uncertainty with what is our next assignment with God, and how are we going to pay for things financially. There's a lot of uncertainty, but it was my dad's death that either triggered all this other stuff, or it was just this deep longing for him 10 years to the day after he had passed. And what I am reminded of in all of this, and why I share this with you, is that the joy of the Lord is my strength. So when I can't, he can. When I'm struggling, he's strong. And so the joy of the Lord is my strength. I didn't have joy in the middle of that. But I know that when I need that strength, it is God's joy that no matter what, like the Apostle Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Well, it goes on beyond that, that says, I know what it's like to be in need and not really have any food or anything else, or be beaten. And I know what it is to have plenty. And that's awesome too. But whether I am in need or have plenty, God is enough. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He gives me that courage. He gives me that stamina. He gives me that perseverance to go on. He gives me what I'm lacking, what I need. It's all about Jesus. It's all about the power of the Holy Spirit that lives in us that can get us through these things. I know what it's like to suffer and be miserable, and I know what it's like to have incredible moments with my family. It's just a joy on the beach in Hawaii. I know what it's like to have both of those things, and in either one of those things, it's Christ who strengthens me. It's the joy of the Lord. That's my strength. I hope the same thing can be said for you. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It helps us get the word out there. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Ding! Because no doubt somebody you know probably needs to hear this. And if you need some joy of the Lord, if you need some strength from God, just comment in the notes below what's going on. In the comments below, let me know what's going on and I'll pray for you. I promise. Until next time, God bless.